Go ahead, Keegan.
Go. Kevin, hello, welcome back.
What's up, Keegan?
Let's start there. You would have had options. Why Toronto? Why come back on this deal?
Not as many teams as me or my agents hope would reach out with the interest that we thought we were going to get. But throughout this whole thing, I said, you know what? At the end of the day, all I need is one team to be interested. And throughout this whole time, I said I still feel like since the Blue Jays had interest from the get-go, I said I think they will probably give me the most fair offer for what I'm looking for because they saw what I did on and off the field last year. So I know that they know there's value into what I bring to this ball club, and that's what ended up happening. Had other teams out there who had interest, but more on a part-time role and like a just kind of like a maybe fourth outfielder or just kind of like a little nice little addition to a team to finalize a roster. But for me, I said, hey, I've been working my butt off. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to have a better year than what I did last year. And the Blue Jays were the team that called and made me the best offer. And I was more than thrilled to come back. I knew the whole time too. I'm like, there's no way if I do go to another team, there's no way I'm going to go to a more talented team. But we can just forget them conversations because I'm going back to the Jays, a super talented team, guys that I love, an organization that has been great to me ever since dating back a year ago. I'm more than thrilled to be back. I am so excited, and 2024 is going to be a huge year for us.
And Kevin, we were talking to Ross Atkins earlier about the rest of the offseason, how this will all play out. And I'm curious for your opinion on what you think that next step is for this lineup and this team. What you think needs to happen differently or better than last year to get where you want to go?
Yeah, we offensive output, production, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if we're going to make any more additions. That's up to Ross and everyone else. But I do know, and I said, when our season ended in Minnesota last year, if you'd have told me right then and there, hey, you could go take the field pretty much the same group going next year, would you take it? I would be, heck yes, I would take it because like I said, the talent, the pitching, the defense, everything is there. We have a bunch of hitters on this team, but collectively as a unit last year, it was just we just did not find our groove for whatever reason, and we were trying to make them adjustments throughout the season because we're throughout the whole time we're like, man, we're way better offensively than what we're showing for right now. And baseball is hard. There's no way about it. Guys were working though. Guys were putting their work, but at the end of the day, we did not utilize our offensive capabilities the way we were capable of, I guess you could say. And everyone in our clubhouse would say the same thing. But our pitchers, our starters, our bullpen were phenomenal the whole year. Our defense was incredible. Team Gold Glove went to us. So we have, once again, all the right pieces to make great things happen and have a heck of a season. I mean it when I say about the talent. There's no way I'd go to other team with more talent. And that spoke volumes to me. And I know, hey, we got a new clean slate heading in 2024 with pretty much the same roster, some additions, some subtractions here and there. But it's hard. I mean, you can't think that we're going to have what happened last year. There's going to be a lot of guys with bounce back years, guys who are hungry, motivated. And when you come into the season wanting to prove something, you just got that extra oomph in you. Like I know a lot of guys in our team will have. We're going to be dangerous. So I can sit here and talk about it all I want, but at the end of the day, same thing last year. When it's time to perform, we need to perform and have them quality at bats or do the little things a little bit better when it comes down to crunch time. But we got dudes who can hit, so we just need to do a better job of that this year. And I have nothing but belief that we will do just that.
I appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you.
No problem.
Go ahead, Caitlin.
Hi, Kevin. Nice to see you again.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Just kind of building off your last answer with the offense and stuff. I know Ross Atkins has talked a lot about ways that they can improve internally in terms of also like how the coaches, I guess, give information to you players and how you players use that, and having a more like individualized approach to hitting. And I know Donnie is going to be the offensive coordinator. I just wondered if you had any input at the end of the season in terms with talking to Ross about how that information flowed between coaches and players, and how you might think it will be different this year.
No, I didn't have conversations because I didn't know what I was going to do heading into this year. So there's no, you can't sit here and get too ahead of yourself. I'll just be dead honest with you when it comes to that. But you know, now that I'm back again, and I saw the moves that were made with you know, Donnie going to offensive coordinator and bringing some other people in. I just saw that Matt Haig is going to be on the staff. So I don't know. It was weird because I played against the Blue Jays teams for years, and it's like, man, you could never imagine this team struggling offensively, and then we did. But I know how it is when you play 162 games, you're going to have a lot of, you know, good and bad, and you just got to roll with it. But you know, it wasn't like we were showing up and just not trying or do it. Guys are going to sit here and have approaches, or they're going to go step in that batter's box with their best plan. And there's sometimes where we might think we have a good plan and it actually might not be the best. So I think this is where Donnie is going to come into play, where, you know, he's sitting here, hey, you know, off this guy, let's look for this, let's do this, do that, just throwing out a bunch of hypotheticals. But I mean, it was a wake-up call for us last year. It was, we knew it from the whole season. Nothing came easy to us, and we clinched a playoff spot game 162 after that. Nothing was easy for us all year, and that's okay. We're so competitive. We love a good challenge. But I think we'll all, coaches, players, everyone involved, will have a better idea how we want to attack these things. And it's like, okay, guys, like, look, we have all the talent on paper, but how do we utilize our roster, especially from an offensive production? We got guys who can hit homers, steal bags, bunt, do all sorts of stuff. If we can just get everyone firing on all cylinders a little bit more at a better pace, we'll be just fine. Because once again, we got the talent. We got guys who've had so much success, and I just know how it is. Those games in Minnesota motivated me. I've been hungry as ever, working my butt off to try to become the best player I've ever been. And that's what I want to do for 2024. And I know I'm texting my teammates, and guys are starting to get those competitive juices flowing. Guys are excited. So you got dudes who are really talented, guys who are motivated. We're going to be better, and we're going to start figuring out our identity in spring training and have these little conversations and things that we can apply the sooner the better, that are going to help translate throughout the season. But yeah, that's what I have to say on that.
And just quickly building off that, was that like a factor for you, especially in coming back, is like the sense of finishing what you started last year?
Unfinished business. When I signed, that was the first thing I thought of. It's just like unfinished business, and taking the field with a group of guys that I love more than anything. I had so much fun last year, and I never wanted to end. And thankfully, I, you know, have a contract where I'm going back, and now I can go to battle again with the guys I went last year, and we can have a better idea of what we want to accomplish now moving forward after all that we learned from last year. And that's okay. We are still stacked. We have all the pieces to win, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a great thing to have looking forward this whole year. I imagine a lot of wins, a lot of fun along the way, and I can't wait to see my teammates and what these guys worked on this offseason.
Great. Thank you, Kevin. See you in a few weeks.
Okay.
Go ahead, Chai.
Hey, Kev, Happy New Year. Congrats.
Chai, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
You mentioned a little bit about free agency and how it didn't necessarily play out the way you had expected. I'm wondering if you could maybe compare this trip through compared to a year ago, and maybe how some of your feelings were different. You were able to sign, I think it was end of November last year, and you had to wait until just after Christmas this time. I'm just wondering emotionally, what was that like, and how, if you could maybe compare the two experiences.
Yeah, it was different. I had, you know, two really good offers from the Blue Jays and Dodgers last year. After the year before, I played 63 games and had hip surgery. And this year, my offers weren't anything near last year. After winning a Gold Glove and doing everything, I said I was going to be the best 9-0 hitter in the game. I was going to play Gold Glove caliber defense. I did everything I said, but still, not many teams were interested, which caught me off guard. And I was sitting here biased towards myself, saying, well, if I was a team, I would want me on my team because I know what I provide on and off the field. And a lot of these times I'm like, man, I don't know if GMs or people do their homework, but whatever. If people weren't interested, that's okay. And I just told someone a little bit ago, I said, all I need is one team interested. And I am so thankful and grateful that the Blue Jays were that team. And that, it was hungry, like throughout this whole thing or the weeks leading up to me signing, like I didn't know. I thought I was going to probably get signed before Christmas, and I was never worried about getting signed by someone, but it was for something that I thought I deserved and what I wanted with, several different things after the year I had. But once again, there was nothing too crazy out there, or teams wanted me to go from a part-time role, and I'm just not there yet. And I'm working. I just say, hey, let my play dictate if I'm on the field or not. If it comes down to me and my performance, I'm okay with that. That's all I want. I want an opportunity, and the Blue Jays are that team giving it to me. But it kind of caught me and my agents off guard. But at the end of the day, I'm so happy with where I'm at. I'm a Blue Jay once again. Very fair deal for me. I'm happy. I'm thrilled to be a part once again. And I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm sitting here. I'm going to have a huge year. I feel like I'm having a career year. I know there's saying that and backing up whatever, but I've learned a lot about myself and trying to expand my body. And I want to have the best offensive year I've ever had in my whole career. And I want to win another Gold Glove, and I want to be the best player I can be. I want to unlock my potential from a mental and physical standpoint and become a player that I've never been before. And I feel so much stronger now than what I did a year ago. My hips feel great, my back, everything feels great. I'm moving awesome right now. And this is the year where, I sit here and have so much self-talk every year. What am I about? What do I want to do when it comes to certain situations? Am I about it? I sit here, have so much self-talk with myself, but I want to be an impact player. I want to, like I said, I want to hit for more power this year. Now I just want to be more impactful, driving guys in. I did not do a good job of that last year. And I'm hungry, I'm motivated, and I want to be the best version of myself I've ever been. I said the same thing a year ago, and I did just that, but I know I can be a lot better. And now we're trying to really unlock all my potential and put everything into works. And if I have a better year than last year, and my teammates as well, having bounce back years, and our pitchers do what they do, and we play the defense we do, then there's going to be a lot of wins and fun times along the way.
And you just mentioned physically that you're feeling better with your hips and your back and things of that nature. Is there anything that you need to do between now and spring training? Any areas of focus that will allow you to accomplish all the things that you want to accomplish next season?
I just need to keep doing what I've been doing. I have a great training regimen right now, program with Pilates, training, speed work, hitting, doing everything. But I mean, I feel like I know I could show up to spring training right now and do whatever is asked. We have another month and a half, but I'm ready. I want to show my teammates I've been working this off season. I know they have, but my goal every year is spring training day one. I want everybody to know that I've been putting in that work. I'm ready to run. I'm ready to throw. I'm ready to do whatever. I know we got a month and a half to prepare in spring training to get to the regular season, but I'm motivated as I've ever been right now. I can never sit still. I got this fire in me where I want to take the field. I want to be out there with those guys. I want to make 2024 the best possible year. And I know if I sit here and stay this motivated and have this fire lit in me right now, and if I can keep that through October, special things can happen for myself and this group. And, that's what we plan on.
Thanks, Kev. See you soon.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Go ahead, Ben.
Hey, Kevin. Congrats on the deal. Good to see you. Wondering, because you did mention that you were able to stay on the field a lot, and that's I'm sure not easy to do. How do you think you were able to stay on the field as much as you were in 2023? What were some of the things that went into that and being able to take the field that often?
I mean, the first and foremost, the Blue Jays had the great schedule for me. I was starting 4 or 5 times a week, which I thought was fair, and we utilized our roster. I was very happy with the playing time, and had a few things that happened throughout the season. Got hit in the hand, had a virus, had some back spasms, stuff like that popped up. And then I lacerated my elbow. That was my only IL stint, which I did not want, because I wanted to go the whole year to prove to myself and everyone else that I can stay healthy, and I did. And it was a battle. My hips, other things were popping up just like for everyone, but I knew as time goes on after hip surgery, coming, like hearing from Matt Chapman and other guys who had the same surgery, they're like, year 1 is really tough, but year 2 and on, you get that stability, that strength in there that you need for hitting, running, throwing, everything. And I feel amazing right now. So I just feel like I have life pumped into me this all off season. I always joke around and say I want to age like a fine wine, but I think if you get into like a certain mindset here, and there's times where last year I would tell myself in July or August that I was hurting, or I just had like negative thoughts every now and then. Nothing crazy, all normal things, but I know you can control so many things with like placebo effect and how you want to feel. And I said last week when I did my little video, I'm 34, I feel 24. I meant that. I'm moving great right now. Some of the best I've ever had my whole career. And I'm not anywhere near done yet. I want it so much more. And a motivated Kevin Kiermaier is the most dangerous Kevin Kiermaier. And that's what I've had throughout this whole offseason. Free agency fueled me, and then opportunity right now at the Blue Jays is fueling me as well. And I know I get to take that field with an awesome group of guys, with a great coaching staff, great city, great organization. But I knew I could stay healthy, Ben. I knew it. I proved that to everyone this year. I want to stay healthy again, but I want to be way better than what I was last year. And I promise you, I've been working for it. So now it's up to me to back up what I'm saying. And I'm very confident that I'll do just that.
For sure. And when you talk about hitting for more power, is that one of those things that is almost like mind over matter, where you think it and then it can happen? Or are there like swing changes happening behind the scenes?
Swing changes, just like certain body positions. And for me, man, I drove myself crazy the last 14 years of my pro career trying to be better offensively, but it's been so hard trying to like get in certain positions. And I've just learned so much about like body movements and certain things, and I'm trying to use all of my body. I feel like throughout the majority of my career, I've been using like all upper half, and I'm not trying to hit crazy amount of homers or anything, but I weigh 215 pounds. I got good bat to ball skills. I have a good idea what I'm doing up there. I hit the ball hard. It's having a little bit better swing path where I'm trying to backspin them balls and hitting the gaps, hitting triples, and then catching them balls out in front where I'm hitting homers. And my cage work has been amazing up to this point. And I am so excited leaving the cage every day, where I'm just sitting here like, I don't know what's about to happen in 2024, but I feel like I said, a career year is coming on. I feel something. I'm working towards it. And I know when it's time to produce at 7 o'clock every night, I know I'll be more than ready. And I still got a lot of work to do leading up to that point. But my whole career, I could sit here and be like, I've never scratched the surface with my potential. And I work my butt off to do that each and every year. And I feel like I never do, but I'm never content. I'm never satisfied with anything. I always want more. And this is a year where I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it together. I'm going to be a threat, whether I'm at the 9 hole or whatever. I want to be more dangerous up there, and just more of a threat rather than just single. I still want to, take my singles, get on base, let all the big guys drive me in. But I don't know. At the same time, like free agency, it was like, man, these teams don't value what I did last year, hitting exactly what I said I was going to do. So now, okay, if I can let my athleticism play a little bit more from an offensive standpoint and use my body and my weight and my power to just backspin a little bit more balls and maybe hit some more extra base hits, that'll make me a happy person. But I've got some great work in, and I can't wait to show you guys.
Nice, for sure. Thanks.
Go ahead, Rob.
Hey, Kevin, welcome back.
What's up, Rob?
I was going to ask you about how you feel physically, but you've covered off that very well so far.
Yep.
So I'll shift gears a little bit. I was wondering if you had any thoughts on how the Rogers Center played, both defensively and offensively, from a guy who's seen it for a lot of years. And certainly there were some feelings last year that maybe it didn't play into being as much of a hitter's park as it had in the past.
Yeah, I'll sit here and tell you what I think about that, but it was bizarre from the get-go. There were some days where the balls were just flying out when it seemed like they had no business of flying out, and other days where balls went nowhere. And I know we had a lot of teammates who were very upset looking up at like the exit velocities, guys hitting balls 106 miles per hour at certain launch angles, and just got the outfielders out there being camped. It was very weird in that regard. And I mean, there was times when the opposition hit balls where I'm running back on balls saying, "Oh boy, this is," and then I end up catching it. So it was different. I didn't have too many balls offensively. I'm like, oh, I got robbed on that. But certainly, I know my teammates, Matt Chapman, Vladdy, George, to name a few, who like could have easily hit 8 to 10 more homers. I feel like easily, but who knows? But the opposition has to deal with that. But it was weird in that regard the whole time. And from a defensive standpoint, I mean, early on in the game, you kind of got an idea on the days where the ball was carrying or it wasn't a whole lot. But it was kind of like that throughout the whole season. It wasn't like when it was summer, the ball started flying like it normally does in Toronto. But who knows? I don't have enough info or why. I know a lot of people were trying to figure out certain things, but those times where you fly on the warning track or whatever, you just gotta say, well, I guess I should have did a couple more push-ups, or if you don't like it, play a little bit better. But it helped us and it hurt us at times, but same for the opposition. So it is what it is.
And one other thing, Kevin, after having a year playing with the guy to your right, what impressions do you have of Dalton Varsho and what upside you see in him after spending a full season with him?
Love him. Love the guy. Absolutely love him. He's from Wisconsin. He's the best. He's one of those guys where I know he didn't perform the way he wanted to offensively, but there was not one inning that he took his offense to defense throughout the whole season. That's why he was the best defender in the big leagues, if you ask me. I'm not saying that to say that. The numbers, everything will back it up. He is an amazing player. Still hit 20 home runs, ran the bases great. He's a guy, when he steps in the clubhouse, everyone just smiles, and he just has like such an innocence to him, and just a look where you can't do anything but smile. But what I learned about him is when he was going through tough times throughout the whole year, once again, when you're not performing or playing the way you want to, and it just seems everything's snowballing in the direction that you don't want, you find out a lot about your teammates when crap hits the fan. And I know I can count on him right now for the rest of forever, just with how he handled himself last year, because you see other people act different, and it's something it's not fun to be around, or negative energy at any time. Baseball's already hard enough, but I know I go to battle with that guy 7 days a week, and he's going to have a huge bounce back year. I already know it. I know he is addicted to performing and doing great things, and throughout the whole season, he was never satisfied with anything, and he knows he could have been much better, just like a lot of guys on our team could have said the same thing. But 2024, expect a huge bounce back year from him. That is a guy you want on your team. I love him. I'm so happy I get to suit up with him for at least another year.
Great. Thanks, Kevin.
Welcome.
Go ahead, Griff.
Hey, Kevin, welcome back.
Thank you.
First of all, last year you saw a great bounce back from Kikuchi and Barrios. How much pride does your outfield group take in contributing to that? And can you look forward to the same effect that you might have on Alek Manoah? And will you have anything to say to him at spring training to sort of help him out?
Yeah, first with Kikuchi and Barrios, huge years for us. I mean, those guys took that ball every fifth day, no matter what, and pitched phenomenal for us. And as an outfielder standpoint, me, George, and Varsho, I already know them, and I know how much pride they take in their defense. we love making plays. We don't mind putting our body on the line or doing whatever it takes to help our team. Whatever pitcher is pitching in that moment doesn't matter. We're out there trying to make plays and win ball games. But it feels good when you do make plays for these guys. They're thankful that we're out there doing what we do and keeping runs away from them and us giving us a better chance of winning. So we're going to go out there. We're still going to play great defense. I guarantee you that we're going to be one of the game's best, just knowing where our roster is at right now. And then with Manoah, it was I assume a big learning experience for him last year. He's probably a guy who's never struggled his whole life. I know that he was awesome, really good in high school, really good at West Virginia, really good in the minor leagues, really good in the big leagues. And sometimes, you get punched in the mouth and see how you respond. And I don't think things went his way, but, you got to be a pro about a lot of certain things along the way. And, he'll have a clean slate heading into 2024, but I hope he's as motivated as ever, because when he is on his game, he's one of the best pitchers in the game. And when you see a teammate go through stuff like that, I would always want to remind him. I say, hey, don't forget how bad of a dude you are. You are one of the best on the planet. But when we're not right up here, crazy things can happen. I just think his body, mental, things weren't syncing up. But, hopefully this off season, he's been getting after it, working his butt off. I saw a few pictures, videos of him. He looked really good. Hopefully he keeps at it. And hopefully last year was a big wake-up call for him, because if he can bounce back and get back to that 2021, 22 form, then, he's going to put himself and the team in a much better position, because you want him taking that ball every fifth day when he's on. He is a competitor. He is lights out. And, hopefully we can get that form once again back in 2024.
You've been around for a lot of years. And Ross talked about preparation as part of the offensive sort of rediscovery. You were around before iPads in the dugout, and this team coming out in the first time through the order, especially the first inning, had difficulty this year. Did you see anything that you would sort of suggest in terms of maybe too much technology, more just what eyeball type prep?
No, I mean, I completely understand where you're coming from with that. I'm old school, so I could do without a lot of the stuff, but at the same time, I'd be lying if I said guys are using the iPads to try to help them. Guys know what not to look at certain times. Like if you go have a really bad swing or a bad time, guys are not going to go back and look at that, because we are visual people and we want to see good things. So when you hit a home run or whatever, guys are looking at that swing from straight on the side, and you're like, okay, what did I do on that swing? There's so many different things that come into play, but we were not as good as what we could have been last year. There's no blame on anything or technology or whatever. The players were just not as good as what we should have been throughout our season, and we all know that. There's no hitting coaches or anyone to blame. We were not good enough to excel as a group. We did enough to get into the playoffs, and then we did not do well in the playoffs as well. But once again, this is all a great learning experience. We got guys on that team who I would plug into that lineup every day, no matter what. Guys who have the ability to hit a homer any given at bat. We still have those guys. So big bounce back year is due for us. We got to work for it. We got to want it. We got to go out there and perform when our name is called. And if we do that, we're going to be just fine.
One last thing. I have two grandsons who are thrilled that their BFF is back. So
thank you. Thank you so much. Can't wait to be back.
Take our last one here from Mike.
Thanks, Adam. Welcome back, Kevin, and Happy New Year. I want to ask you about going back to the hitting for more power stuff. You mentioned, at the beginning of last season, you were saying that if you're hitting a home run, it means you've done something wrong. And I understand that you want to try to hit for more power this year, but how do you maintain the things that you're doing right and being successful at and still jack up those home run numbers?
I don't, yeah, I don't want people to think that I'm going to try to hit homers. Like that's my priority this year. I promise you that I'm still going to try to hit my singles to left field and hit the ball where it's pitched. I want to use all fields, and I did that really good last year. I want to do the same thing. I'm just trying to use my whole body is what I'm trying to say. And the way I've done it in the cage so far, I can just tell there is a different sound, a different feel, but I'm unlocking like just certain movements with my body, certain setups or like hand positions that I've never done before. But this is what I do in the off season. I get obsessed with this stuff, and I have thousands and thousands of like dry swings and loads. And up here in my bedroom in the backyard, I'm doing this stuff where I'm trying to just build strength in certain areas where I can be more explosive. But I don't want it to be misconstrued where I'm like trying to be this power. I promise you, I'm not trying to. I just know I could do it a little bit more and a little bit better bat path where I'm able to backspin the ball a little bit better. And I said I weigh 215 pounds. I want to use my whole body rather than me. I just feel like my majority of my career I've been hitting with the upper half and not using my lower half properly. So I'm trying to unlock all that right now. But who knows? I'm not putting a certain number or anything. I don't care. I just want to be better, and I want to go up there taking hacks with authority rather than like a defensive mode or whatever. But you guys will see what I do in spring training. Like I said, I got another month and a half to iron everything out. I'm so excited though. I want to be the best. I want to be the best I've ever been. That's what I'm addicted to, figuring out, working at, and I control that. So I don't want it up to anyone else but me. I can sit here and talk about all I want, but I want to be the best version of Kevin Kiermaier ever from a top to bottom standpoint, offensively, base running, defense. I'm moving great. My body is responding so well to everything right now. And if I can stay clear up here and my body, everything else will take care of itself. But I'm thrilled, man. I cannot wait. Can't wait to show you guys what I've been working on.
And I guess lastly, last week you said when you signed with the Jays, when the offer came in, there were no expectations about playing time. You didn't know how they were thinking about using you. And when we talked to Ross this morning, he said, same way as last year, he expects you in there almost every day as a center fielder. Was that the first you've heard of that, or had you talked since you signed?
Yeah, I got a better idea since I've talked to you. I've had some conversations, but it's kind of, expect the same thing as last year. For me, I want to play when I feel like I'm supposed to play or whatever. But, a lot of these times playing time is depicted off performance, and that's all I want. If there's someone else out there who is playing better than me that deserves something, I got no problem coming off the bench. But from a competitor standpoint, and I want to be out there as much as I can. When my name is in that lineup, I'm happy. I'm a happy man. I love going out there and playing. I've wanted to be an everyday player for 14 years now, and I want to do it as long as I can. And I think I just have too much to value to have me on the bench more times than not. But I don't know. I want to be out there. I want to play, and I know my performance will dictate that. And that's all I need to hear.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Thanks for taking the time today, KK. And thank you, everybody, for joining us.
No problem.
See everybody in spring.
All right. Sounds good.
See ya.
Later.